Hello, everybody. So, what was the number one best-selling fragrance in November? The answer is kind of surprising. Enter in the most wanted by Azzaro. I think like 15,000 sales in November for Black Friday. And this is a cologne that does not get the attention that it deserves because it's an Azzaro cologne. And when people think of Azzaro, they're thinking, oh, Azzaro Chrome, like the, $30, $40 colognes that you get on TJ Maxx and stuff like that. So I don't know why Azzaro has such a negative connotation to it, because I think it's phenomenal. But the reason why it is the top selling cologne of November is because Azzaro wants your business. They want you to buy from them. Every cologne house wants your business, but the difference is they want your money. Azzaro wants your business, so they ran some incredible deals. Let's go ahead and open her up. Now, this particular Azzaro, I think, is the best Azzaro cologne. They had all of them on special or on sale. And when Azzaro first started with their Wanted line, they released Wanted. This is the most wanted. There's also the most wanted by night. When they released their Wanted line, it's good. It's fruity. It's almost like a blues cologne, like a spring or a summer, and that doesn't really attract me because I think there's just so many spring, summer, blues types colognes. So I was never a huge fan of Wanted, but I think it's still really good fragrance. I think it's worth checking out. But the most wanted was released, I believe, in 2022, and the first one that I believe was released was the Eau de Parfum. Then in 2023 was the Parfum. I don't like the Parfum nearly as much. It's so blended. It's so well blended that I think it's difficult to pick out the individual notes. I'm not a huge fan of the Parfum. But then this guy came out. This is the Eau de Parfum Intense. And the Eau de Parfum Intense is just, I think, a culmination of just brilliance. Azzaro. Life is a celebration. Step into the light and enjoy the moment. Made in France. Big surprise. Now, I couldn't find any information on Azzaro's the most wanted perfumer. I couldn't find him, so I don't know who invented this thing to give him credit. On the top, you'll see it's based on a design of a revolver cylinder, which is the same thing that the bottle itself is based on. Goodness. So, the cool thing about the most wanted is that the bottle, oh, so good. The bottle is different with every version. So, the Eau de Parfum, actually, I like the Parfum's bottle better. The Parfum does not have a blacked out bottom here because this is just plastic. This is the liquid, the cologne. So, in the Parfum, it's actually clear, so you could see in the cologne is a real rich amber, and then you can see on the top that it's designed like that revolver cylinder, 6 shots. It's a cool design. This is their 3.3 ounce. Now, I can't give you who made it, but I can give you the notes, and I can give you the difference between the Parfum and the Eau de Parfum. Now, this thing, the Intense version, this is a brand new release. This has not even made its way to reviews yet. I can't even tell you what people are saying about it because it's so new. It's brand spanking new, people, which is cool. I think that's cool, anyways. So the Parfum, top notes ginger, middle notes woodsy, and base notes is bourbon. Very, very simple. The notes for the Most Wanted Eau de Parfum: cardamom, toffee, and amberwood. I think that's probably why I like it, the Eau de Parfum, better. If you put cardamom and something, you got me. You got me hook, line, and sinker. So, but it's another example too where the Eau de Parfum and the Parfum are so drastically different. I hate when colognes do that because it's two different colognes at that point. Like, don't launch it under the same name. It's so drastically different. Just create another cologne, but they want to capitalize off of their success of that one cologne. So they release that. It's something that infuriates me because it makes no sense. The biggest thing that people have said about the Most Wanted, and I think Fragrantica's crashed, so that's why I can't. Fragrantica, oh my god, love-hate relationship with that website. The biggest thing that people say is a drawback to this is the fact that it smells like Stronger With You by Armani. Now, I don't know why that's a con. Stronger With You by Armani is even more expensive than the Most Wanted. So if it smells like a cologne that's more expensive, how is that a con? I don't know. But I was watching a video. If you all want to go check this guy out, his name is Trey Sense, T-R-A Sense. Give the man a shout out. He deserves it. He makes some of the most entertaining cologne videos. He's just a super down-to-earth dude, and I really like him. And he actually made a video for plus-size gentlemen, and he said that the Most Wanted was a cologne that was for plus-size men, and he said skinny dudes can't pull it off. So I don't know what he meant by that, but he's a funny guy. You go to the Amazon reviews too, and like one of the top Amazon reviews is like super cringe guy saying, I was friend zoned by this girl, but then I went over to her house and I was wearing this cologne and we got it on, and I was like, so TMI, over the top, gross. There's a lot of reasons why people wear cologne, and I'm sure that's one of them. That's not why I do it. I do it because I love the culture, I love the collecting, I love the scents. So to each his own. But unfortunately now every time I see this cologne bottle, I think of that really cringy story. So let's go ahead and put this on paper and see if we can pick out those individual notes. as always, we look for the first spray because if it doesn't spray, or if it does spray on the first time, that means someone sprayed it and it might not be new. Good. Atomizer's good. So this is the thing about the plastic that I don't think I'm gonna like, or that I don't really like. You see that? The oil. So I believe this is an oil-based cologne. The oil is gonna get on the plastic. I don't know, that bothers me. I'm that weird guy that has to go around on his cologne shelf and dust off the top though. So the opening note that you get, oh man, it's kind of, I never really put these together. And plus, cologne does change as it ages. I'm sure it'll mature a little bit, but the very first pickup that you get is like super, super soapy, like a bubble bath, very feminine, very feminine. I think I'm getting less of the cardamom. And I'm sure they changed their notes for the intense version. I don't like the intense version, I don't think, as much as the original Eau de Parfum. It's really sweet. I think I'm getting more of the parfum makeup. I think I'm getting more of the vanilla, of the ginger. The Eau de Parfum has a toffee middle note, and I think that might be what I'm getting, but I'm not used to getting toffee in colognes. That's weird, so I think I'm having a harder time picking it up, and it's just coming across as something I'm not sure what it is, but I think that might be it. Yeah, it's just really sweet, really what I would call sugary. Now, the one thing that I do really like about the Most Wanted is the fact that it's clearly a fall fragrance. You could probably rock it in the spring. I don't know if I'd suggest doing it in the summer, and it might not be complex enough for winter, but 100% it's a fall fragrance. Usually colognes will start to chill by now, and I can get the base notes. I can't get the base notes on this thing. It's definitely not a sugary, like a Bath and Body Works sugar scrub is exactly how I would describe it. Which, if you're a man, is not overly appealing. Okay, I'm getting more of the sort of cardamom and the woodiness. So whenever I was in Ulta testing out some stuff, I went around to all the colognes and I found the Parfum and the Eau de Parfum, and that's the one that I wore out. I tested, I think, over 20, and that's the one that I wore out. So it's a great cologne, and I highly recommend it. When it was on sale for this Black Friday in November, it was $80. The Parfum, which again I didn't like as much, $82, and this one was $80. Go to Fragrance Buy, go to Joma Shop, and you'll find it much cheaper. See, it's starting to chill now, and when it chills, it's much less feminine and much more based on the woodiness. It's still kind of soapy, but I don't think it's so soapy that people are going to think that you don't have on a cologne, because they can get to that level. You want people to recognize the fact you put effort into buying a cologne. It's really good. When it settles, it's really good. It's between this cologne and the Why Men by YSL. it just dries really good for me, for my makeup. So I really like it. It's really good. I will say I took a lady friend to Ulta and she didn't like it. So but she didn't like anything. She didn't like, what was the other one she didn't like? So I think the only other one that she liked was L'Homme, the Eau de Parfum version, the orange one. And then I think she liked the Ariana Grande, the ocean one. I was like, come on now. But yeah, the Born in Roma too she liked, but she did not like this one. So, you know, fellas, if you're out there trying to get a cologne to impress somebody, you know, you got a 50-50 shot. Even if you love it, she could absolutely hate it. So it's so subjective, these colognes, and the smell being one of our five sense, it automatically takes people back. When they smell something, they imagine it's something else that puts them in their mind, that gives them a scene, an imagery, takes them back to a memory. And it can either be good or it can be bad. So don't buy colognes thinking, oh, this is the one that's gonna really impress her. If you have a girlfriend, a wife, fiance, whatever, take her to a store and have her pick out your cologne. Otherwise, you're just gonna get scolded like I do. Really good, really, really good. As it dries, it only gets better. The top notes are abrasive and they're sugary and they're like body wash, but as it chills, you get sort of the woodiness, the oakiness, and it's perfection. Maybe a little bit of tonka bean, a little bit of cinnamon, maybe a tiny bit of citrus on the front note, and the tonka bean, and maybe even patchouli in the base notes. That could make this better, but it is what it is. It's a 3 to 5 note scent profile. Incredibly simplistic, as most Azzaros are. Don't sleep on this one. If you can get this for a good deal, if you can go to Ulta, Macy's, Belk, or whatever, Ross, no, not Ross, I don't think Ross, and sample this. It's good. It's really good. Thank you, everybody. If you haven't already, please consider subbing. Give this video a like, share it, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.